Hello and welcome to the next in the series of On the Sofa with Servium. My name is Steve Dawes and I'm the Services Director. The purpose of our video series is to enlighten and inform you around some of the latest technologies and solutions in the marketplace, but also to demystify some of those technologies. Today I'm joined by Nick Dyer from HPE. Nick, would you like to tell us a little bit about your role?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the Field CTO for Nimble Storage as well as Cloud Data Services.
So Nimble, it's quite prevalent in the market at the moment. Tell me a little bit about Nimble Storage.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nimble was an innovative startup that came out in 2010. So it's not a new technology by any stretch, but it's actually one of the leading flash storage technologies in the market today. We've at the current present time, we've got over 30,000 systems around the world. We've got over, I think we're over now 15,000 customers worldwide. And we're a technology designed to deliver an experience.
So it really does sound sort of innovative and disruptive, as you said before. But what do you think makes Nimble stand out from the crowd?
Yeah, so from a Nimble perspective, the real secret behind the technology ultimately is the software that sits behind it. The hardware is actually commodity. We engineer our own chassis and technology, but the disks and the components that we use are all off the shelf. We don't want to use anything proprietary because that's where the price comes in. So we drive software and efficiencies in that software to deliver the best bang for our customers. So it's all about our file system and the data sets that we embed. So we have a proprietary file system that we designed and engineered. No one else has that same file system. It allows us to deliver unique business value in performance, capacity, because we decouple performance away from the disks that we embed within our platform. So it doesn't matter the quantity or the type of drive we use. And we scale performance on the amount of Intel CPUs we use, which are commodity technology components. And the great thing about that is customers can then live upgrade modular things in the platform on the fly without being burnt and having to do a forklift upgrade of something else later on.
So that's great. Interesting to hear that. So tell me a little bit about how this would integrate into a cloud environment, because a lot of people are talking about hybrid. So how does Nimble sort of fit that?
So our technology is designed for a private cloud, and it delivers a very unique private cloud experience on the way that we deploy and manage. But we're also introducing HPE Cloud Volumes, which is a new enterprise-grade storage as a service that connects to Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. But the really cool thing is I can disconnect the Cloud Volume from Amazon and reconnect it to Microsoft Azure with one click of a button, and the data doesn't move. So I can actually have a multi-cloud strategy and move my data sets around from different cloud providers. And that allows me then to essentially be mobile. So we're calling it mobility. The fact that you're not tied or locked into a cloud provider. Because the catch is with cloud, once you're there, you're there. Yeah. And you're not coming out. Yeah. And it's too complex to come out.
So lots of great features, benefits there. You know, it's scalable. It's easy to manage. You know, you have a great sort of renewal process. But from a customer's perspective, and for the benefit of people watching this, what do you think they really like about Nimble? What makes it stand out from the crowd?
So from a customer perspective, we've heard stories all around the years around how they've had technology that's been hard to manage or break fix. When something goes wrong, it goes wrong pretty badly. And the experience that you get from a support level typically isn't great from a vendor point of view. You know, you've got multiple levels that you have to engage with, multiple vendors. If you're a VMware, HP house, and Dell and Cisco, whoever it may be, typically you get fingers pointing from here to here. So we don't do that. So Nimble support is absolutely separate to HPE support. And we've kept it that way because actually Nimble support is only level 3. And actually we do break fix and automation through machine learning. So the support engineers that we have are level 3 escalation. So the uniqueness from our customers is they absolutely enjoy a better experience from when it goes wrong. So much so that actually we've never lost customer data in any deployment worldwide. That's something that we're very proud of. But actually, I can deploy technology now that's petabytes in scale, that's doing hundreds of thousands of IOPS. You know, vendors, we use these terms of IOPS, we throw them around all the time. We can do that. But I just click a button and it does it. And I don't have to tune it and optimize it and make sure that doesn't get in the way of this. The array does that for me. So the secret really is in how that file system works. And it sounds simple, is really complex under the hood, but that's what makes it so good. And that's why we're one of the leading flash vendors in the market today.
Interesting. So the uptime I think is important as well, and HP talk about a 6 nines uptime service. Is that realistic? Does that really happen?
Yeah, it's actually happening right now. So one of the benefits of InfoSight is we collect anywhere between 10 and 30 million sensors per array every 5 minutes. It's a staggering amount of information that we get. 30,000 systems, you can just imagine what sensor points we're getting correlating into this global cloud analytics. And from that, we mine the machine learning to actually understand availability, uptime, resiliency, durability, the things our customers care about. We're running at over 6 nines right now across the entire fleet of installs. So that's not actually 6 nines, it's 6 nines and a 5, I believe. Right. That's less than 25 seconds of downtime per year, including planned maintenance windows like firmware upgrades or even hardware upgrades.
So it sounds like a good commercial proposition and stacks up again against the competition. Is that the case?
Ultimately, it's all about being efficient. So we don't really want to have huge over-provisioning. We don't want to buy lots of gear and then have to manage it in horrible ways. We want something that's like a cloud experience where I want to put it in and guarantee that it's going to work. So from a commercial advantage, there's no licensing, and we've never licensed the technology. So everything's all embedded. It doesn't matter if you're a small and medium business or if you're a large scale enterprise, you get exactly the same experience no matter what technology you buy from us. But we also underwrite things like we don't forklift upgrade our technologies. Everything's modular within the platform across generations. We don't uplift software and support at year 3 to enforce you to buy something new. It's the same flat price every single year. But we also actually roll in what we call timeless storage, where customers can actually buy into a perpetual refresh. And every 3 years, we refresh the controller hardware to the next generation as part of the support contract. So actually, there's no 3-year hike anymore, and you just get the next generation technology as part of your OpEx renewal. So one of the really unique things about the technology is that file system. And the file system is, again, another cliche, built from the ground up, but it really is in this case. It's a file system that allows us to throttle performance on DRAM and CPU. And we designed it like that because actually, if you can throttle on DRAM and CPU, they're commodity things that you can just upgrade. And actually, with CPU, the bigger generations that we get from Intel, we always get more for the same price. Whereas traditional storage has always put performance on the amount of disks we buy. So if you need more performance, you buy more disk. You need more capacity, you buy more disk. What's the problem with using all flash in that mantra? All flash is very expensive. And I don't care what anyone says, it's still really expensive, even though you might see, discount levels really high at the moment. So from a Nimble perspective, we want to offer this ability to upgrade controllers, upgrade disks, but it's really about that file system. So the file system allows us to essentially deliver performance and IOPS and throughput, which are the terms that we use from CPU and DRAM. We also can do deduplication, compression, encryption in the I/O path with no overhead on performance.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you talk about IOPS, you talk about performance. So all flash versus hybrid. In layman's terms, what's the advantage there? So
in a Nimble perspective, actually, if you matched IOPS of all flash versus hybrid, it's the same.
Right.
Because it's controllers. They're the same controllers and memory, so it's actually the same. What really is different is latency. So what's the real reason why people go to all flash? It's about giving a guaranteed experience of sub 1 millisecond latency. That's really what it's about. People are going to all flash because actually they deem it to be better performance in terms of I/O. In our world, that's not the case. We can deliver IOPS. We can deliver like up to 250,000 IOPS on a hybrid array using nearline SAS, but it's not going to be sub-millisecond latency, and we're not going to guarantee that. If you want that guaranteed, that's why you go all flash, and that's really the difference between our two platforms.
Okay, Nick, so we're hearing a lot in the market, a lot of noise about NVMe. So for the benefit of our customers, what's it all about, and how's that going to benefit them?
NVMe actually is not a new type of media, it's not a new type of flash. NVMe is a protocol. So today we use SCSI and we're using Fiber Channel or iSCSI, but that's just SCSI communications. And SCSI essentially is essentially a bus of transporting data from one place to another. Consider the motorways, M6, M25, M4, at rush hour, it's clogged up. slow performance, and that's what drives latency. NVMe essentially is a point-to-point mesh technology that allows me to communicate and configure technologies without this shared bus topology. So I now get point-to-point technology communication which has very low latency. So NVMe isn't actually about IOPS or performance or throughput, it's actually about the latency end-to-end. So what's the downside to NVMe? Well, no one's really got NVMe-based technology in the data center today. Switches, server cards, servers, operating systems, storage arrays aren't using NVMe, we're using SCSI. So to go NVMe, I have to replace everything. NICs or HBAs, switches, potentially cables, servers maybe, storage potentially, and the media that attaches to it. So NVMe is not something that we're going to do very quickly. It's going to be a very, very cautious rollout. The key is that that's where the industry's going, because absolutely it does enable so much more. Our technology today has NVMe built in. Right. So we've got NVMe in that platform, so we can put the drive media in when it makes sense for the customers to do so.
So Nimble was acquired in 2017 by HPE. What's next?
Yeah, so the innovation hasn't stopped. You'll be really pleased to hear. In fact, it's really going at a rate of knots at the moment. So the Intel Optane technology, the memory-driven flash, that's something that our customers are going to see launch in the very near future. We're also launching synchronous replication from a feature set perspective. That's been something that customers have been asking us for years. So we're extremely pleased to see that come out in the market. That's going to open up a whole new wave of conversations for different applications.
So Nick, that's really informative, great insight. Thanks very much for your time today. It's been really, really interesting. Tell me then, what from the point of view of our viewers and our customers, what do you suggest next steps? What can we provide them? What can we offer?
Absolutely. So through Servium, I'd probably like to suggest that we can offer a free machine learning algorithm survey called the HPE Assessment Foundry. That allows us to poll and understand what the customer's environment looks like today. But the benefit of doing that actually is applying that statistic gathered across every other customer running on the tens of thousands of Nimbles worldwide. So if a customer's doing VDI and virtual machines and databases and a bit of file, great. Well, we've probably got around about 10 or 12,000 other customers doing that kind of workload. And we can take those statistics and match them against this, and it right sizes using machine learning what a potential system might look like. And aside from that, we don't shy away from testing, from try and buys. And we're offering a try and buy service on Cloud Volumes as well. So if anyone wants to try Cloud Volumes in the UK, in London or Ireland, as long as you have Amazon or Azure Compute, we will offer you the storage for free to go and consume. And if you like it, then of course you can then buy it through Servium.
That's great. Well, thanks for that. So if anyone is interested in the assessment service, the try before you buy, please get in touch with your Servium account manager, and then we'll work in partnership with Nick and everyone at HPE to enable that. So thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time out. Hopefully you found that really informative, and we'll see you on the next video.